The Tortarlum March will see us through Torphins, Lumphanan and Tarland. Can only sport far I got the name of the tune for? Never mind. Enjoy it anyway, as we show you yet another bit of bonny countryside.